Assalamualaikum and selamat sejahtera. Let's continue talking about the legislation, civil aviation legislation. Now we're talking about contracting state civil aviation legislation framework. So we are one of the ICAO member state, and ICAO member state, we call it contracting state. So what we need to do, there is ICAO Convention 1944. In the convention, there are resolution put it into document. They call it the ICAO Convention. Inside there are parts, chapters, and articles. So they have those resolution. They put it into group of parts, chapters, and articles. So I don't want to go too much detail that. What the interest is, those convention articles, because most of the item in the article has been detailed in the standard and recommended practices, because the article itself requires standard and recommended practices to be developed for the member state. So the member state adopt and adapt the standard and recommended practices into their country law and regulations. So this is the whole framework. ICAO Convention 1944, there are resolutions being published in articles, and those the detail will be in the standard and recommended practices. There are 19 of them. They call it annexes. Annexes to this article, to the convention. So these 19 annexes will have the detail of, for example, Annex 1 about personal licensing, Annex 6 about operation, Annex 8 is about airworthiness, Annex 19 is about safety management, which is Annex 19 is the later one, it was not there before. So those annexes should be adapted as the country law and regulation. So the country or the state, member state or ICAO, need to bring those annexes into the country law regulation. If there are any area of the annexes that are able to adopt and adapt, they have to explain, they have to inform the ICAO and explain to them they are not able to follow that because of their other regulation on top of it, maybe different. And ICAO take note of that, will receive that information and information notification and put it in the document that will list all the countries and what are their area of non-compliant. It's okay, acceptable, because in the article itself recognize sovereignty of the state. Mean that the only thing, if you are not able to comply, not able to adopt and adapt, just notify. So they put in the list, so other member states will be aware what are the area of annexes, or they call it standard and recommended practices, you are not comply. So it means that you maybe of your system or your policy will be different than others member state. So that's the only thing. It's not to punish anyone, so it's acceptable. So the main thing is you, as much as possible, follow the standard recommended practices. They are in 19 annexes. If not, just notify ICAO you're not able to comply. So that is the whole ecosystem framework from ICAO. This was meeting 1944, the resolutions, they published standard recommended practices to ratify this, and then the state has to bring those standard recommended practices into the country law regulation. So this is the ecosystem of the civil aviation legislation in the world. So any of the say, then you, when you bring the law and regulation, when you use sub standard recommended practices into become law and regulation, and then you declare and you been comply to that, then ICAO will come and will do the surveillance and audit to see whether your national aviation authority or the country follow the law and regulation to administer or to manage the civil aviation organization in the country.